You know, I can't wait. I can't wait till Sean has to play Balin. I can't wait, dude.
You know
Hashtag
people are
buy
delusional.
Metroid games, baby.
Sean, how many copies?
Delusional.
Sean, how many copies of Metroid Dread are you buying?
2.
All right.
I've already bought 1, and I'm buying it digitally so I can actually play it.
Did you see that Amazon best-selling game on Amazon? Did you see that? Did you see that, man?
I'm just saying.
Wow, because no Nintendo game ever gets on there.
What about Fire Emblem, bro? How did Fire Emblem do?
It only did 3 mil, and that has Japan.
Dude,
Watch my video from today, god damn it! I go over all of this.
The video's corny as fuck, dude. Like I watched.
I had people that I rarely talk to reach out to me, other content creators, and say, hey, you know what? That was a good video. I like how you brought up why people might feel like that and the statistical data. People hate facts and numbers and statistics. It's ridiculous.
You're just motivating
It's okay.
thousands of people who have no interest in the game to buy it to spite you.
It's true. It's true.
That's fine. You got to make up. You got to make up for Japan.
We got to go over that. We got to go over that
just-
real quick, actually.
Oh.
The bet. What were you saying? Click. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say Twitter agree with me. Buy Metroid games, y'all.
Did you get 3 million people to agree with you?
Maybe.
It's a lot easier to click a heart than it is
You
to drop
never
$60
know.
on a video
You never
game. Just
know.
saying.
Yo, it's going to be 3 million plus. You know what you left out of your? By the way, your video. I actually liked your video. I said it's corny. I say lots of stuff's corny. My videos are corny. Listen, I like your video, but the one thing that you left out was the Switch effect. You left that out
No, I didn't. I talked about it towards the end, and I talked about Fire Emblem.
towards the end. You did not put enough of an emphasis on it because that has been a bigger factor.
Well, if we factor that
With
in,
the
then why did
Switch.
Fire Emblem only sell 3 million when it's a popular franchise both in the West and Japan? I was corrected. I was corrected, and that's fine.
that's
but
what-
still,
that's
that's
what it
3,
is.
and that's 3 million in the U.S. and Japan. Metroid does not move in Japan.
Metroid
It hasn't
has
since
a big-
1986.
Metroid has a bigger base of people here.
You know what? Let's find
Does
out,
it?
Sean. If you're getting
Does it?
Metroid, if you're getting
Yeah.
Metroid Dread, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you're not getting it, hit the dislike button.
I think
People think that like I hate Metroid or something. It's like no, I look at that would be like this soda
You're a
sold
hater.
1 copy. Only 1 person in the world bought this soda. I bought it and I really enjoyed it, but nobody else bought it. Oh no, that's the best soda ever. Everyone
Okay,
buys that.
so
Okay,
let me bring this up to you.
Statistics.
Let me bring this up. Okay.
Where's the
Pikmin 3. So Pikmin 3 can move 3 million. 1-2 Switch can move 3 million, or Pikmin 3 can move 2 million. 1-2 Switch can move 3 million. But
1-2 Switch was the launch game when there wasn't a lot there, and casual games do better on the Nintendo Switch than other games. Look at Animal Crossing. Why did Animal Crossing sell 30 million plus? Because it's the greatest game ever? No, because it's a more casual experience that has a wider
sold 20
base.
million. Breath of the Wild sold 20 million plus.
Breath of the Wild was the launch game, first year game on Smash. These are all franchises that have had representation in the past, decade. Metroid hasn't, and the representation it's had in the past decade hasn't broke 1 million fucking copies.
I think it'll do
And
better.
I don't understand why people just automatically assume that this game is going to sell very well when the statistical data says otherwise. If it does sell well, this will skew the statistical data for the future of Metroid. Good. I'm glad. We'll get more Metroid games. I have bought 2 copies of the game. I obviously want the game to do well. I'm just saying everything leading up to this point has said otherwise.
Yeah, but didn't Breath of the Wild skew Zelda's sales data?
Yes, it did.
It did.
Yeah, so
and
it's
that's the
turn.
Switch
But
effect.
Zelda
Like,
hasn't had a problem
effect.
of breaking 3 million.
Well, here's where
Before-
I think this is going to have the
It's not a
chance at
problem
doing.
breaking 10.
This is where it's going to have the chance at
That's
doing
a big
bit better
difference.
than
Metroid's
something
never
like.
sniffed 10.
It's
But
never
no,
it's gotten close to
sniffing
3,
numbers?
though.
No, but you're saying that it's not
We've
going
seen
to
it get
break
past
3,
3.
though.
We've seen
In
it
a
get
year.
past
It's not
3.
going to break 3.
In a
I don't
year.
think it's going to break 3 in a year. No.
Well, here's
And
where
there's
I think
nothing.
it'll.
There's nothing. I'll let you talk in a second, Jordan. But there is nothing to prove me wrong that exists right now. There's nothing. You could show me Amazon. Amazon doesn't mean shit until you could actually show
not
me
true.
statistical. It doesn't. Unless
Well,
you
we
can
have to
show me
wait for the game to
statistical
come out in the
data.
first place.
That's not
Unless
true.
you can show me statistical data.
Fire Emblem was
Statistical
topping
data.
the charts so much, and it became the best-selling
And
game in the
it
franchise.
barely
I will
sold
say
3
this to
million
you,
with
Sean.
Japanese support.
Sean, I will say this. If come December, once we're in January or early February and we get Nintendo's Q3 sales reports, if Metroid Dread is below 3 million, you have likely won the bet.
Thank you. I believe
If in
it
the
will
first, if it
I don't
doesn't
think
sell 3 million in those first 3 months, you probably win.
It's gonna pop off. I'll put anything on this. I think it's gonna pop off. The Switch effect is so strong.
Jordan, let's hear what Jordan. What were you gonna?
Yeah, Jordan. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm thinking when it comes to a more popular genre of games in terms of a wider audience it reaches, something like a Fire Emblem, a strategy game doing as well as it did, when that's a game that definitely cuts off a lot of people's interest versus a game that's basically a first-person shooter or could have mechanics of that and third person. We obviously know nothing about what Prime is fully going to look like. I think that is going to have a wider appeal, especially also how they market it. So I do think it could have that Switch advantage of also, the Switch effect on top of that to at least push it past 3 million easily compared to Fire Emblem. Because Fire Emblem doing 3 million, being great for the series, that's still a very limited genre play type that a lot of gamers aren't into, me included. It's not my favorite type of gameplay, but there's a lot of people who are more invested into shooters, and I do think that's another effect that will play into it doing better than that.
But I think you're right. I think Metroid Prime 4 will sell better than Metroid Dread will.
Yeah, I would say so.
But I don't, it'll have a more appeal, a niche. The Metroidvania genre isn't this huge genre. If anything, it's been oversaturated by, like I mentioned in my video, so go watch it, other games within the genre that are a fraction of the price. And is Samus enough of an iconic character to help move 3 million units in a year when a Metroid game has never broke 3 million units?
I think the character is, and I think with having Dread get the attention it is right now, I think that's important to Nintendo's build up for hype for Metroid. I think if they hit this game well, they move on to the trilogy for the Prime series, that hits well, then I do think they're charting a course for success with 4, especially with how much time and money they put into that game. I'm pretty sure they're going to market it very heavily as their biggest game that year that it drops. And I do think they're going to push it to make sure it sells. Everyone knows about it. Everyone's informed about it. The trailers are everywhere. I do think when that trailer drops out, it'll be one of the most viewed trailers within a 24-hour span. I think that it does have the potential to be something big, but that's also reliant on how well Nintendo gets the word out there. Obviously, they're pushing Dread hard, but Dread is a completely different game type from how Prime 4 will play. And I don't think the sales of that are directly also going to correlate with the next one. I just think it's going to be help promoting and getting the ball rolling for Metroid again, since it has been so quiet.
I don't necessarily think Dread needs to sell 1 billion copies to be somewhat successful, because it has a very limited budget, probably towards development more compared to something like Metroid Prime 4. I'm just saying, that is my opinion. If I am wrong on this, I will gladly take my L. I don't care.
You will gladly take that Balin L.
That Balin.
No problems whatsoever.
He's got to beat the game and then post a review of it.
No, I will say one more thing too. That the install base is very important. I think that's a factor that people aren't putting in here. By the time that this game comes out, Switch is going to be near 100 million or right around that. It's going to be 90 million plus. That is a lot of new people that are going to pick up that can have the potential to pick up a game. So I do think that's a big factor too.
Oh, Jason, I wonder is if we get into next year, because remember this thing, we get a whole year on this for the sales. If we get into next year, and let's say they drop a Prime 4 trailer like next E3 or something, I almost wonder if the sales for this would spike just because Metroid's back in the news again.
I think so. I mean, that's what helped Hyrule Warriors on the Switch. That first one, when they announced Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors sales shot up on this one. You can't even find it physical now. Like all the rest of the copies that were just floating around are gone now.
So here's
I will say on that note, Nintendo has failed in that regard of not having Metroid Zero Mission, Metroid Fusion available on any modern platform outside of the Wii U.
I would agree.
Because a used loose copy of Zero Mission can cost you in the range of $100.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Yep. So I would, if I was Nintendo, get that Game Boy Advance lineup on the Switch this holiday.
Yeah.
Well, they're just coming in the form of actual Switch games.
You know what they need to do to make sure that Metroid sells over 3 million copies? And this is just a good one for the chat. Metroid Pinata. Let's fucking go. Metroid Pinata. It's going down.
Apparently, I'm angry. I'm offended. I'm mad. I'm salty. I'm just pounding my fist about some pinatas. I've got like a million people telling me stuff. Goodness gracious!
I like when people say you're mad. I like when you're sitting there calm.
Angry. I'm so angry about this, guys. Oh, people are offended.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey, you gave us a good laugh. I'm reading chat and I'm giggling.
Sorry, chat. I'm sorry. I didn't. I think I'm okay though. I'm all
Stop
right.
being so enraged.
I'm enraged. I'm so. I'm going to go file I'm going to go file a lawsuit against them. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm gonna send you some YouTube videos about pinatas tonight just to trigger you.
So this is the bet now. We've moved it from Prime 4 because I want it to end before I'm 50. If we put it for Metroid Dread, it has 1 year to sell over 3 million copies.
Yep.
At which point Sean will buy Balan Wonderworld, play through it, and post up a review on his channel. If it does not hit the 3 million mark in the year, then Sean will just get a copy of Metroid Prime 4 for myself. Okay, there it is.
Works for me.
That'll work. So we'll look forward to, unless Nintendo puts out numbers for it ahead of time, the fiscal report. That'll be dropped at the end of January, beginning of February, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Wait. Are we talking? We're talking fiscal year. I'm not talking 365 days year.
I'm gonna go literally from the day.
Yeah, no, from October 8th to October 8th, but you only get statistics when they do their
basically. Yes. So there's gonna be.
It's kind of like it's kind of like what Nate said. You know, if it doesn't do it in the first couple months leading up to it, chances are it might not do it. But you never know.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we'll look to that to see how it does. We'll get a good idea through the holiday season and its launch to see if it's like if it comes in under 1 million copies, it's not happening like the first.
Be crazy to see it hits those numbers like month one. It goes like crazy viral.
I have a weird feeling it's gonna break like 5 million real quick. Just because the Switch install base is huge and the attach rate is so much higher. Because I remember remember when Horizon Zero Dawn came out and it sold like 10 million, and that was when the PS4 was popping off real hard. I think this is gonna be one of those things where I honestly think this is gonna be the highest selling Metroid by a huge long shot.
Switch Pro model, special edition, right? It comes with the Joy-Cons, are her shoulder pads. Easy right there.